the months I've done quite a lot of things about ships. A couple of times I did the concrete ships in the deserts where there used to be rivers and seas and lakes and they've gone. This one is Jim Gilliger showing that in this ice they're showing ships. And those are my videos. Oh yes, and the Titanic. There you go. The Titanic was registered as a mail ship. So it couldn't have been new then, could it? Anyway, I was just looking because I thought there's one missing, but I suppose what it is, it's because it's unlisted. There it is, the first oil steamer, the Santius, sunk 100 years ago, and they're bringing that one up. Oh, we've got this one now. Says that mystery ship that vanished with 32 crew members found after 120 years. It vanished off the coast of Australia, and it's been solved thanks to undersea explorers who stumbled upon it by luck. The SS Nemesis was transporting coal, hit a storm in 1904. And then we have a little video explaining the same thing. There's a mystery. The ship went missing 120 years ago off of Australia. (1904). So it's really crazy that after sinking them all, probably, most of them, that they're bringing them up. That's quite incredible that the whole thing's intact with all that coal on it. That's amazing. Anyway, I thought that was a little bit interesting and thought that I would just make a little tiny video about another missing ship. The Nemesis, SS Nemesis. beautiful. I'll see if I can explain it a bit as we go along. But that is a ridgeway hill. It's quite long, it's many miles and goes into other counties. They say it's how the elders, you know, the old people used to walk around because there were so many trees, but I don't know about that. This is just showing you, look at that, Eiffel Tower is a transmitter. But anyway, so I'm on the edge of these hills here at this part of the hill. Because where we are, you know, if you're on Inkpen Hill, you've got Hampshire behind you, Berkshire in front of you, to the left is Wiltshire, and in front, on a good day, you can see parts of Oxfordshire. I think I've got a picture in here about that. And I think it's been there since the 70s. So that's at the end of the hills. All the things that that mast is supposed to do. And that's when they changed it from analogue to digital. I can't believe it's like 13 years. Wow. Nothing really got better, did it? And it talks there about Watership Down, which is a little bit further along that hill, and it's actually where the book was written. Oh, look at that. Population coverage, 750,000. Oh, that's Floss coming in and opening the door. Hello, Floss. She always opens my door wide open, don't you? I have my door shut and you come walking in, don't you, doggy? Anyway, I was just looking at that a little bit, and it talks about an ex-railway somewhere there as well. I thought, wow. Those are the channels it covers. It doesn't, I'm not sure what they all are really. Anyway, there's a little bit of information there. It sticks up. I'm sure at night. I don't see it much at night time, but I can see it when if I come into Thatcham a different way, I can see it. And there we go. The controversial. I was like, really? And it was because it's banned in certain places or not put in shops because of the way the rabbits are killed in the book. But this place is just down the road, a couple of miles, well, half a mile along from there, the transmitter. And it's a set of hills. They're called Watership Down Hills. It's just out of Berkshire, it's just into Hampshire. But those hills obviously are part of Inkpen, my lovely place Inkpen. There's so many things around you when you look. There's that mast. And further along is my Walbury Hill and Coombe Gibbet.
On Walbury Hill, the highest point in Berkshire, at 297 metres above sea level.
So what we're looking at there, that's hills. Across there is hills, but do you, even on this 3D whatever, do you see it as hills? I mean, it's very high at Coombe Gibbet. But you don't see on that map that it's hills, do you? No. And that's so confusing. Look, we've got a Combe Hill in Buckinghamshire, and the one I'm looking at with the yellow cursor is in Berkshire. And that's as far as it can see. It can't be, it's got to be fairly flat then, hasn't it, if we can see that far. But anyway, I saw that and I thought, wow, I think that actually it is, well anyway, I'm not sure what it is. I thought it was a bit weird to put that in, but anyway, there's, because this is a different Combe Hill to the other one, and this is roughly, well, this isn't quite the tallest point because the hill is next to it is the tallest point. But 2 people got hung there for murdering a husband. They were having an affair supposedly, and they were the last people to be hung, or she was the last woman to be hung. But you see, the hills aren't particularly wide, they're just long and high. And Combe Gibbet's more up the other end of the hills. And over there is Swindon. Yeah, it's one of my favourite places, Combe Hill. You know, there's fort up there. They paraglide off.
And we're going to go to another location. There's 2 locations in a similar area. One was Combe Gibbet, the other one was this one here. This is Warbury Hill, and this apparently is the highest place of elevation in the southeast of England. Anyway, so I found the actual marker point which depicts the actual highest point. I think that says Ordnance Survey there actually. The highest point of the southeast of England. Not sure what that was. I think it was a World War II gunning position, I'm not sure, but Warbury Hill. So this is Warbury Hill in the county of Berkshire. Elevation 297 metres, which is just under 1,000 feet, which makes it the highest in elevation hill in the southeast of England.
So, this transmitter sits at the end of these hills. I'm just going to go through this little bit of footage and pictures I've taken. And this is quite a nice piece of footage. So there it is there at the end of the hills. This is actually quite high because these are hills below and there's extra land below that here. And then this is the top of the hills. That's smoke, or, well, what do you call it? Clouds. Like clouds to me. I've watched it a couple of times. So this is the transmitter up one end of the hills. These are the Wessex Downs. You'll see that the bit below here is a plateau. It's quite flat along that bit, just this bit's hilly. I mean, these, do you think that's smoke? Or, I don't know. And he is seeing for quite a while. And there to it. We'll have to stop it when I see it. Just look how flat it is on that. But that is a plateau. And there. Inkpen Hill with the Gibbet and Warbury Hill is over here on those hills. This one's called, Cottingham Hill. But it's all part of this bit that goes around there. But anyway, do you get that? So you understand that this is all here and then this. So hills, 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 hills up here, but down here it's flatter than here. And then you're on top here, and I've just told you what they are, and there you go. Yeah. But you see there, now that is at Swindon. So Swindon is along a bit, along, Hopefully I'll be able to explain it to you. But anyway, Blunsdon Hill is a mountain summit on the Vale of the White Horse to the Solent region and the country of Swindon. Is a mountain summit. That means because we're up here on top of it with this. Oh, I've just lost my bit. Where is it? There. So this way, right? So Swindon is over here and down there. And they're saying that Swindon is on top of a summit, is a mountain summit. So we are living on top of a mountain. That is, hang on, I just got to find it. Go. So Swindon is over there. And Blunsdon Hill, which I'm going to show you well, I've just shown you, is a mountain summit. Then all this, well down here, this is on top of that. So we're living on a huge, great plateau, but Blunsdon Hill is a mountain. And we're living on top of that. And then comes these hills, up to these hills, and then along there, Inkpen, the Gibbet, Walbury Hill. And Walbury Hill's the tallest part. I actually thought it was, yeah, southern England then. But I think after that, what we're talking about is that, you know, you get Snowdon, Ben Nevis, and then you get the Dales, and places like that are taller. But in this area, or this part of England, it's the tallest point. And because it's like 1,000 feet above sea level, even not if it's taller, because they don't want us to realise that that's what it is for some reason. I don't understand. So, a mountain summit on the Vale of the White Horse. And there it is. But it takes quite a while to drive down this thing. It obviously would, because it's a mountain. And then that's what's next. There you are. There's Swindon. Hang on. Oh, that's a good picture. Oh, look. See, this is where I think Swindon... I can't remember if Swindon's halfway down it. So you come over the hills, down into Swindon, and then down that hill. So you see, this is like a mini Grand Canyon, and we live up here, on top of these. And then Inkpen with Walbury Hill is, oh, that's Marlborough there. So it's over here somewhere, and it's the tallest point. Do you see what I mean? It's incredible. So they live down there, and we live up here on on a huge, great mountain set. That's just incredible. Do you get my drift? I find that absolutely amazing, but nobody knows. Like nobody knows at the other side of Marlborough, Silbury Hill is a pyramid, or that there's even one in Marlborough College. But these are mountains. They're not just the Wessex Downs. They're mountains. And this plateau is quite big. It goes on, I don't know, it says Wantage. Maybe that's as far as it goes. But if there was flooding, it would all flood down here, but not here, because we're on top of mountains. Plus, if you want to go down to Southampton, which should be down this way, you drive down. There's crawler lanes up and down this. It's a very gradual, slow down. It might take miles to go down it. But as I said, there's crawler lanes on the motorway. But it's just incredible that people don't know. I don't even know if I can actually work this out, because to be a mile high, it would have to be 5,280 feet. And we've only got nearly 1,000 feet. So I'll just see if I can work this out, because it just annoys me, because if it's the tallest, if Walbury Hill is the tallest, and even if you put two of them together, so it says there, let's have a look, what does it say? So even if you put two of them together, it still doesn't seem that high considering it's the tallest point. And so most of the United Kingdom is 162 metres out of the water before we start. There you go, 1,340 miles. Oh, that's Ben Nevis, yeah. So the City of London is 11 metres above sea level. Hungerford says 338 feet, but it sits on that plateau that I've just shown you, above Swindon. So that can't be right. That's wrong. Although it changes a little bit. Oh, and that's Inkpen. Obviously at the bottom of the hill. So it must be Blunsdon, then that, because Walbury Hill is only 974 feet. When you put that into miles, it's only 1.18th of a mile, which isn't that high. You feel like you're going quite high, to be honest. It feels more like 1/8 of a mile. But there's Kim. He's come in to say hello. And Blunsdon Hill says it's, well, that's the one at Swindon. How do you work out how high everything is? Even though this is a photograph of Hannington Mask, what it is these are hills and that is on top of that. But see this plateau here? This is what I live on. And then you come up the hills up to these. And also Inkpen Hill is the biggest chalk hill in England. I tried to look up this one, Cotting, whatever it is, hill, and it didn't say. But anyway, so we've got that right. But I've told you that so many miles from me is Swindon, and this is the Blunsdon Hill. It's the only video I can find. A guy is cycling up it. Obviously I have sped this video up, but where he's just cycled from is down there. Cirencester's down there, and now he's cycling up. Well, he's got an electric bike, so he doesn't really have to put much puff in there on the pedals, but he's cycling up, and it goes on and on and on. It just goes on. Yeah. Up he goes and on he goes, because it's a mountain. Because like I've said, I've sped the film up, but I just wanted to show you that I live up here on this plateau that he's cycling on now. I don't live down there with Cirencester, I live up here. It's all just bananas, but they don't really explain. I don't think anybody's really noticed at all. So, there's down here, Blunsdon Hill, and another plateau. So I've just shown you Blunsdon and Cirencester and everything are down here, but I live up here on this plateau, which is this plateau. And then these hills with Inkpen at the end, you drive up those. So I'm just going to show you what it's like driving down them. So you can see why it's the tallest point, but they don't really explain it. You just don't realise, because they just see a hill here and don't realise how high they are, because we're already much higher than Swindon.